Lolo, moved out to Atlanta, that was business to be handled. Had me questioning the vision when I knew I was the answer, yeah. Left me hanging, love, forgive them, yeah. Now they know me everywhere. Not confetti everywhere. Pretty models twerking with no underwear. Passing out the bottle, standing on the chair. If you was never dead, don't you interfere? A real one gon' clap for you, and the fake ones wanna pay back from you. And your old ex wanna get back with you, and your old friends wanna look back with you. I don't got time, I'm too busy counting revenue. Out of sight, out of mind. Remember how they died at you. I'm gon' be something, I'm gon' be something. Though mama said that I'd be something, you gon' be something. Boy, man, they thought I wouldn't be nothing. But trust me, I'm something. Though, man, they thought I wouldn't be nothing. But trust me, I'm something. I'm just saying how I feel. How come every song I'm on made the highlight real? I've been waiting so long just to sign that deal. Had to get it on my own, it was all God's will. Now I'm turning oil like I'm pushing on a fader. Call me Young Lloyd, indicator where it's greater. Everything foreign from my labels to my lady. Feel like I've been touring, how I'm rocking different stages. I cannot relax, no way. Hated being broken, going back, no way. Got a dime piece to push it back on me. All them hating in the back, go away. I don't got time, I'm too busy counting revenue. Out of sight, out of mind. Remember how they died at you. I'm gon' be something, I'm gon' be something. Though mama said that I'd be something, you gon' be something. Boy, man, they thought I wouldn't be nothing. But trust me, I'm something. Though, man, they thought I wouldn't be nothing. But trust me, I'm something, though.
What you need and you can get it on site. Yeah. Cause I ain't like the others, soon you're gonna discover it's that type of loving that can change your life. Ooh. I got all the time in the world, no expectations at all. I just want what's best for you, girl. Relieve that headache, babe. I'm your type now. You don't deserve your time, but I wanna spend you out. Let me do you better. Whoa. Don't you deserve a smile? I'ma put in overtime. Let me do you better. Let me teach you the way you should be treated. Let me do it the way know you need it to be done. And we can wake up running, that can repeat it. Let me do you better. Whoa, yeah. I can see you stressing, let me be your blessing, baby. If you let me, I can ease your mind. Yeah, you need to face it. I am no replacement. I'm the better version. Call me 2.5. Oh yeah, yeah. I got all the time in the world, no expectations at all. I just want what's best for you, girl. Relieve that headache, babe. I'm your type now. You don't deserve your time, but I wanna spend you out. Let me do you better. Whoa. Don't you deserve
Here was the scene at one of the two bases hit overnight. So Tehran firing more than a dozen missiles at two Iraqi military bases, which house American troops, and now the commander-in-chief is set to address the nation for the first time publicly. Good morning, everybody. We said it was an important day yesterday. It is even more so today. Hello, I'm Bill Hemmer, live here in New York City. And Sandra, good morning.
A big morning. Stay with us. I'm Sandra Smith. The president tweeting, quote, all is well, shortly after the rogue regime launched 15 missiles at those two air bases in Iraq housing U.S. troops. The supreme leader calling the strikes a crushing blow, saying if the U.S. retaliates, so will Tehran.
And there is one big question at the hour. What will the president say, and what might he do next?
This was an act of war, Sean, by any reasonable definition. The missiles were launched from Iran at targets inside of Iraq housing U.S. military personnel. The president has all the authority he needs under Article 2 to respond, and how he responds is yet to be determined, but he has that authority to respond.
Over the next 3 hours, we have every angle covered. Senator Joe Manchin is live on the Hill. Kristen Fisher reports from the White House, but we begin yet again today in Baghdad with Trey Yingst. Trey.
Bill, good morning. Overnight, those 15 ballistic missiles fired from Iran towards that Iraqi military base that does house American troops. According to defense officials, 10 of the missiles did hit the intended target, one of them striking a base near the city of Erbil in northern Iraq, and 4 of them failed, according to that official. Reports do indicate that Iran verbally informed the Iraqis of the strikes right before they occurred. The Iranians also reportedly notified Finland, a neutral intermediary, who likely notified U.S. forces. Here in Baghdad overnight, we saw extensive helicopter and fighter jet activity, a lot of military movement, but no strikes near the Iraqi bases that house U.S. troops near Baghdad. There is concern today that this response isn't over. There's many Iranian-backed Iraqi Shia militias that do operate here who have threatened to target U.S. troops. Despite confirmation of no casualties in the strikes last night, the Iranians are claiming victory.
Well, last night we slapped them. These military actions are not enough. What is important is that the corrupt presence of America in this region comes to an end.
All of the major international airlines, including Emirates, Royal Jordanian, and Egypt Air, have canceled flights in and out of Baghdad. Additionally, we are getting reports that the United Nations is evacuating their post in Baghdad's green zone off to my left. The region preparing for the possibility of a strong response by the Trump administration. We'll certainly have to wait and see what the commander-in-chief decides.
Thank you, Trey. Good work there in Baghdad. Back with you throughout the morning here. Trey Yingst there. Thanks.
So the big question is, what will the U.S. do next? President Trump expected to speak live from the White House shortly after the strikes. He tweeted this message out: all is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world by far. I will be making a statement tomorrow morning, which takes us to this moment now. Kristen Fisher is live at the White House as we await the president. What can we expect? Kristen, good morning.
Well, Sandra, ever since that tweet last night, it's been pretty quiet here at the White House. It's clear that the Trump administration is holding any reactions until President Trump delivers his big address to the nation at some point later this morning. Now, we still do not know when that will be or what he will say. The president's response could be anything from announcing that the U.S. is going to retaliate to perhaps offering Iran some sort of diplomatic off-ramp from these ongoing hostilities. And even though it appears that Iran did not injure or kill any U.S. troops in these strikes last night, remember, President Trump has said that simply attacking American assets in the region could be enough to warrant a response.
I will say this: if Iran does anything that they shouldn't be doing, they're going to be suffering the consequences, and very strongly.
That was the president in the Oval Office just yesterday. Now, on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue today, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff will be briefing Congress about the administration's decision to take out Soleimani, Iran's top commander. That's was what Iran was responding to with these strikes last night. Democrats, they have a lot of questions about the intelligence behind the imminent attack that the administration says it stopped by taking out Soleimani, and they are continuing to push for legislation to rein in the president's ability to launch a war without coming to Congress first. So here at the White House, the Vice President, Mike Pence, has arrived. There are reports that other top administration officials have also arrived here this morning. But again, so far, we still have not heard when that address to the nation is going to take place. But the ball really back in President Trump's court. Sandra, after days of waiting to see how Iran would respond, now the world is waiting to see what President Trump is going to do.
Things could change at any moment. Kristen Fisher, thank you.
There was a tidal wave of reaction, as you could expect right now. Let's start now with Democratic Senator Joe Manchin live on the Hill. And Senator, good morning to you, and thank you for
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Back here. I'm fine. Thank you for your time. What do you expect to hear from the president, Senator?
Well, Bill, I've said this before. I said, you know, we're the only superpower left in the world. And to be a superpower takes more than just super military might or super financial might. It takes super diplomacy. And I think now's the time for the president to show the true super diplomacy that can